It's a condition that affects thousands of Canadians. It can be embarrassing, limiting, and affect relationships.
I spent a lot of time worrying about it, and I would apply deodorant twice a day.
It can be an embarrassing topic, hyperhidrosis, or excessive sweating as it's known to most people. For Charlene Amaral, it was something that kept her from wearing certain colors or clothes. It also had an impact on her social life.
I thought it was pretty bad. I always had wet marks under my arms on my clothing. I was always self-conscious of odor.
In a 2011 survey, 25% of Canadians said it affects their quality of life.
1 in 5 people. There was an American study actually showed that the number of people bothered by excess sweating, which is huge, isn't it?
Normal sweating is needed to regulate body temperature, but it becomes excessive when it interferes with day-to-day life.
We don't really know why some patients will sweat more than others, but it seems to be genetic, and very commonly we see a lot of young people with this, so usually around puberty time seems to kick in.
Treatments up to this point have been topical antiperspirants, Botox, and surgery to remove the sweat glands. But now there is something new, less invasive, and possibly permanent.
So it's a radio frequency device, so it creates some heat energy just at the level of the sweat glands.
It's called Miradry. It was approved by the Federal Drug Administration in the U.S. 2 years ago. And here in Canada, after 2 years of clinical trials by doctors, including Dr. Lupin, it has been approved by Health Canada.
Do you find that you sweat more on one side than the other?
I do.
The procedure uses this device to reduce or kill the sweat glands.
There's normal to be some local tenderness and some swelling that could last a few days or even a few weeks.
It takes 2 treatments to complete the procedure.
How does that feel?
It feels fine.
Charlene was one of the participants in the clinical trials. The results for her have been positive and given her some beneficial side effects.
I mean, right away I noticed a difference in my perspiration and odor, and the hair growth also slowed. So 3 wonderful benefits.
It is not approved for pregnant women, people with pacemakers or metal implants, and people with certain conditions. The treatments don't come cheap. It is $1,500 per treatment, but Dr. Lupin says it may be covered by third-party insurance in the future. But for patients like Charlene, well, it's worth it. In Victoria, I'm Sucheta Singh.